Hey y'all, what's good? It's your girl Chosen Monet back with you with another video. So y'all, I was just in the bathroom using the bathroom, and what happened? I got another download. So check it out. Listen, they wanted me to tell y'all another thing that the narcissists do. This is why certain people, victims, can't remove themselves from narcissists, because the narcissist will literally put you in a situation where the only person you depend on is them. The only person that you see, that you want to hear somebody validate you as a narcissist. A narcissist, what they do is they will break you down to build you up. Jinx, knock on wood. A narcissist will break you down to build you up. That's what makes it so toxic. You will be somewhere heartbroken, crying, worrying about all the wrong stuff, telling the narcissist all your business. Oh, they love it. Telling the narcissist how everything went wrong for you, how you got all this bad luck. And that's when the narcissist will smile, whether in your face or behind your back. When you turn your head, they will have a smile on their face and they will realize, I got them. I got her. I got them. Right where I want them. Coming back, needing me for help, needing to come to my house, needing my resources, needing to call my phone, needing my man, needing my woman, needing my kids. Don't need nobody for nothing, but especially a narcissist. And it's okay to have a season or two where you might need somebody. But this is what somebody told me back in Texas, I think in 2025. They said, when you get back on your feet, I think it was actually in 2024. I'm sorry, y'all. When you get back on your feet, I was on the bus and I was talking, having a heart-to-heart with someone. And they said, when you get back on your feet, don't never fall off again. And when they said that, mind you, I took it really offensive because I really wasn't in the position that I really wanted to be in at that time. So I'm thinking, okay, is this an insult to me? Is this a game? Is this a joke? What do they mean by once you get back on your feet, don't fall off again? Exactly what he said. See, narcissists put you in positions to fall off, to become homeless, to lose things, to put you 10 steps back when you should have already been elevated 20 steps forward. So now you're like 3 years behind of what you needed to be doing because you've been around a narcissist. You've been around somebody toxic. Especially if you're around grandma, mama, family, and you're not going nowhere. They can't give you a ride. They can't talk positivity to you. They can't talk positivity around your children. They're disrespecting you. They're talking bad about you. They're shaming you. They're lying on you. They're humiliating your kids. They're doing so much toxic stuff behind the scene that you can't get on your feet. Every time you open your mouth, it's an argument. Every time you try to stand up for a kid, the police is called. And they're using the police for their backbone because you don't have anything. So that's why it's important to remember, narcissist's number one job is to break the victim down. I actually just watched a few videos last year, because we're in a new year, by a narcissist that actually is giving back to the community by actually admitting that he's a narcissist and what happens to certain people that are victims of the narcissist, right? Basically, he said what he has done to a lot of women is he break them down. He break women down like Christmas trees. That's what narcissists do. They break people down. They use people. They gang stalk people. They use your name to get clout. So at a certain point, after you get done with them, the narcissist, depending on which narcissist you're dealing with, you're dealing with a family member or a boyfriend, is different levels and it's different tricks and it's different devils, okay? But they're all the same, demonic. Don't forget that. So when you're dating a narcissistic man will have you literally beefing and into it with so many people. Like, you will look up and you will realize that nobody likes you because you were the narcissist's girlfriend, really in retro reflect the main supply, and everybody else knew that they couldn't F with you because they knew the narcissist really cared for you. But part of being a narcissist is not having no respect for yourself. So if the narcissist don't have no respect for themselves, they can't have respect for their partner. And that's when the game begins to be played. More women coming, more energy, and then the person that he's dating, they're going to get all that fire. You're going to get all that crossfire because if the narcissist is messing with more than one woman, it's two women having feelings for that individual. So now it's a silly game of, I hate the girlfriend. I hate the wife. I'm the mistress. I got all this entitlement. This person comes and see me. And that's where they can screw the game. You knew that narcissistic person loved someone. You knew they had a relationship and you still fell for them. But they don't care. Now that they fell for them, now they feel like they're part of whatever y'all have. And that's what makes it even a more toxic dynamic. So now you, if you're the wife, or the wife, if that's a sister or mother or aunt, she is now a victim of gang stalking. She's now a victim of humiliation rituals. She's now a victim, a target, because now these individuals see how much reaction they get from other people, like laughing at her, humiliating her, talking about her. And I think about girls that like to mess with other people, men, and they're okay with doing, devious things and stuff like that. They are okay with messing with someone, man, but they don't like how it feels to get the back end of being wrong for doing that. Because, like, if you had a man and you weren't doing all the things you did, because obviously certain women that mess with other people, man, I'm trying to be really nice to how I'm saying this. They like to play victim. Like, they don't want to be accountable for being a man stealer, a homie hopper, mess with brothers, uncles, cousins. They don't like that, right? They don't like that. But they somehow want the wife to look at them as if they're equal, or if they're on the same level, or that they're a victim. But you're just as bad as a narcissist, okay? Because in retro reflect, you knew better. Now, a man is going to be a man. I'm not saying that it's okay. And if it's a woman narcissist, she's a cold heart, baby. That lady is going out here stealing hearts. Like, boys come, men come a dime a dozen. That lady will lie and misscrew, the scenario of who she's talking to based off of what they have for her, talk to multiple people to survive. Narcissistic women is a whole different level of some type of crazy stuff. But the narcissistic man is more kind of like, I would say now in 2026 is becoming more normal for you to run into a narcissistic man. Women too, but I would just say, like, men, they're more aware of what's going on, and I think women are too. But some men that, like, they don't really like what they're doing, they will tell the woman that they're dating some of the things that's happening to prepare her for what you're finna go through with me, or what is coming, because I might have messed up, and now they know that the side piece are going to be talking, or you might hear about this, or you might not ever hear about it. Because certain good women that end up with a narcissist, sometimes they're so bent on loyalty that you're not really opening your third eye to see that this person is very unloyal to you. So you're sitting at home, you're being a wife, you're doing everything right, and that individual is making a lot of bad decisions. I'm not going to say they just wake up every day like, what can I do to hurt you? But it does seem like that. It seems like, how much can I actually get away as a narcissist? How much can I actually get away with before it becomes a big thing? And by the time it's a big thing, the wife, she's the one that's getting charged. You're the one that's causing the disturbance. The police and everybody's going to see it that innocent person is the problem, because you're reacting unethically, because you're the only one that didn't know. But since it went on for so long, people assumed that you did know, and they didn't care if you did, if you didn't know. Lost complete respect for you throughout the journey. So by the time you speak up for yourself, you're going to jail. You're being humiliated. You're being recorded. You can't talk to a girlfriend about it because she's recording you. She got you on thread with her friend because they already knew. They've been waiting on you to go ahead and say something. They ready to get you in some type of humiliation ritual so you can be quiet, because they all want to mess with your man now that you're not messing with him, or your kid's father, or what so forth have you. So again, narcissists come to steal, kill, and destroy. And another thing that narcissists do is they break you down to build you up. Remember that. They break you down to build you up. So if anybody insulting you, being disrespectful, it doesn't matter, mother, kid, grandmother, great-grandma, whatever, boyfriend, friend, co-worker, silly person that you never met before that's a flying monkey, just consider that that's a red flag. And a red flag is a warning. Warnings are very, 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 very important, because a warning can have you have a conscious thought to where you can remove yourself from an equation before it goes ahead and multiplies even more. for something that's really small before it turns into something larger. Remove yourself from it. And that's the thing with narcissists. Like, it gets that way. Like, it really gets really, really, really crazy. Like, you have to understand just how far this rabbit hole goes, baby. And it goes deep. So again, y'all, this is your girl Chosen Monet. I hope y'all having a good day. Remember, narcissists is only coming to steal, kill, and destroy. Most narcissists are fully aware that they have an issue. They almost like it from what I've seen over the years. They don't have any type of consciousness to think like, oh, I'm hurting this person. I don't want to ruin my character by being such a grimy, slimy person. No, 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 no. That's how the narcissists rank up, by humiliating people, by disrespecting people. They get awarded by other narcissists just off of being completely belligerent and ignorant. Like, putting people in so many situations that you can never get out of that situation. That's what a narcissist do. So remember, if someone's mistreating you, even if you're at a job and say you're going through a hiring process, because nowadays they want people to go through this long process. It depends on where you at. Like, in the South, it's not a long process. They give you a chance. I mean, especially if they need employees anyway. So if you come into work, you want to work, it's a job for you. But in Wisconsin, what I've learned, it's really tricky with the jobs, especially when you are a minority. So, it says my phone finna die or whatever, but anyways, especially when you are a minority, so you really do have to be careful with some of the things that you say at work, you do at work, and it doesn't even mean like you gotta, like, I'm not talking about like bad stuff, stuff to get fired. Like, no. Like, there's narcissists at your job. There's narcissist supervisors. There's narcissist people that can hire you. So for you to be incognito, because if you're not a narcissist, they're going to be able to sniff out that you're not a narc. And that makes you a target too. They're now putting extra books on top of your back to get through the hiring process so you can keep the job. They're putting you through so much toxic things because there's somebody else on their ship that's targeting you, and it's not going to be easy for you to prove that the narcissist is a narcissist, what they're doing, because you're new to the employment. So again, what I'm saying, be careful with the things you say and do. That mean as a non-narcissist, a non-narcissistic individual. Don't smile too much. Don't be too happy. Don't do too much. Walk on eggshells. Because I remember working around this girl where she made me feel so uncomfortable, and every red flag was there. And by the end of the scenario, I was the one that got fired from the job. Even though I was not doing anything wrong, it was just that you were too good to be in her presence, and how she ran her particular house. She didn't feel like that you and her would have been a good fit. And so she ran me up out of there. She done tons of disrespectful things, played so many silly games, so much stress, lied on me, lies on lies, manipulative, having me do extra work outside of the basic work. And it was just sick. It was really sinister. She was really, really jealous. Also, she was not minority. And if I'm minority, she was of different ethnics. So you should be able to read between the line of what I'm saying. She was more than a Karen. She was a sociopath, and she was working around people that needed help. And she's seen that the clients liked me and they didn't care for her, including she had them on a very, very weird diet that I don't think nobody, parent or the doctor, really knew what was going on. The lady was so dark, she even made up a rule, created her own rule where she said that parents can't talk to the workers, because she was trying to manipulate how that house was being ran. And when I tell y'all, it was some sinister stuff. It was some of the most worstest energy going on there. I can just imagine what actually happens when I'm not around. Just off the love that the younger guys desired and needed with this toxic individual. So long story short, love those boys, miss those boys. Definitely a bad supervisor. I wouldn't even say the whole team. It was just particularly the house supervisor. So that's a little bit, to help y'all out, because some girls are going to run into a lot of things. You're going to run into, especially if you're in a little small town and everybody's trying to work in one town, It's going to be certain people that don't get a job. It's going to be certain people that can't get employment. It's going to be certain people that you will never get a job because not in that community, not in that little city. You got to go somewhere else, rather few counties over, another state, and you will see that God actually have a plan for you. He actually have everything set up for you how it should be, but you have to get there. You have to wake up and become aware of what's going on. You got to decide, what do you want to do? What am I going to do to get to a better place? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just sit in a situation and dwell on it. You got to start being compulsive in your situation. All right, this didn't work, I'm going to try this. Okay, this didn't work, I'm going to try that. This didn't work, I'm going to try that. Because once you give up, that's when, for me, you gave up on yourself, and don't do that. Like, don't do that. You never know when your win is. Your win can be in 2 months. It can be in 3 months. It can be in 12 months. You never know what God has for you, what is for you. You do not know yet. Do not give up on yourself. Love yourself. Respect yourself. Love the people around you. Respect them, but also take time out for yourself to understand yourself, to know what it is that you need to do to get to a better ranking in your life. Again, y'all, this is your girl, Chosen Monet. Stay away from them narcissists. Be aware of narcissists. Understand narcissists play silly games. They ignore you. You can be talking to somebody on the phone and they don't give you no feedback to what you send. They just listen the whole time. So by the end of the conversation, you're a little bit giving them negative energy, but the whole time they gave you negative energy first, because now you're asking them, why would you not talk? Why you not saying nothing? And then by the next thing you know, they done hung up on you. So now your feelings are hurt. You kind of feel humiliated, and that individual is making it seem like it's you and not them. So that's a narcissist. You just got to be careful. Like, I see people on social media, like, really voicing what they're going through. And most social medias are filled with narcissists. People can just go on your page nowadays and see what you got going on. So it's really important to be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of these people. Be aware. And I have way more videos coming, guys, so stay tuned. Remember, narcissists come to kill, steal, and destroy. Remove yourself and be very, very conscious in anything that you're doing in life.